Well, we just got a good briefing here at Escambia County Emergency Operations Center. John is doing a great job, and very pleased to get the briefing that we did. Our mission now is to actually go out and fly over where the hole is in the Gulf of Mexico and get a further assessment of what's happening out there. I know that British Petroleum is making attempts to try to plug this hole. I commend them for it. I wish it had already been done. But having said that, once we go over that, then we're going to go to Mobile, Alabama, to the command center. There we'll have the opportunity to visit with the Coast Guard. The concern I want to express to them is the concern on behalf of my fellow Floridians. We've got 770 miles of coastline just on the Gulf side of Florida that we're concerned about. You know, and when you look at it from a common sense point of view, this stuff continues to spew into the Gulf. It's not a spill, it's a continuous volcanic oil eruption, if you will, in the bottom of the Gulf of Mexico. And so we're concerned about our coast, we're concerned about the fishing industry. I just had the opportunity to visit from a gentleman from the fishing industry. You all know how important that is to Florida. And so we want to do everything that we possibly can to be prepared, to lean forward, to be on top of this thing, and to protect our beautiful beaches and our industry and our people. And that's exactly why we're here and want to go out and get a first-hand assessment and a look at it now.
So we hear you have some Floridians in Alabama at that operations center. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, we will. We will, as a matter of fact. And where's Secretary? Dave. Come on up, Dave, if you will, please. This is Dave Halstead. He's head of our Division of Emergency Management, our director.
Right now we have about 12 people in Unified Command in Mobile. We're moving about 30 more today. We're going to set up what is called a forward state emergency response team there so that we can look after the interest of Florida at the direction of the governor.
Governor, could you tell us, the cameras in particular, about these block grants? If you could look forward to the cameras, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. Well, it's as we understand, it's $25 million that will be at our disposal for the initial phase of what's happening here. I just got briefed about it by Secretary Sol of our Department of Environmental Protection. That's good news for us, so that we can go ahead and continue to try to accelerate our ability to get more assets, to be able to get more boom, to be able to protect our beaches and our estuaries. This is exactly what we need to be doing, to be leaning forward, to be prepared, to do what's right to protect our state. A lot of the focus, logically, has already been on Louisiana because that's where it's coming ashore initially. But we don't want the federal government to forget Florida, and that's very important to me. With over 700 miles of coastline just on the Gulf side, it's critical that we protect it.
Well, the only thing I want to add to it is there's been some misleading representation out there. In one article it said there's a $75 million cap on any liability that BP may have for economic damages, and that's only true under federal law. There is no cap under Florida law, so we're not there yet. We hope we don't have those damages, but if we do, the citizens, the businesses out here in this area should understand that we're here to help and that they have the opportunity, will have it under Florida law. The other thing I want to comment on is that there are people out there right now, one company called WRS Compass was over in Okaloosa yesterday representing they were out there to help people clean up and do hazmat for BP. They have no such authority. There'll be other scam artists out there making representations. Be very careful. Don't sign contracts with people that you don't know who they are in order to do cleanup if this stuff comes ashore. BP has that responsibility. Our state government facilities will be there to help, but don't just sign contracts and don't sign settlements. Don't sign something when somebody says, I'm going to give you $500 and you can settle with my company, because there could be many parties besides BP who could be responsible for this mess, and this plume may come in waves, we're told. It might not all come in at one time. So if you get your cleanup done, just don't sign a whole harmless contract with somebody that you may regret having signed it.
President Obama has promised any and all resources. Can you tell me the latest on that?
Yeah, well, this obviously has to be a situation where we have a well-coordinated effort from the federal, state, local level, as well as the private sector. And I think that as long as we stay focused on that, stay focused on working together to protect our coastline, we'll do the very best that we possibly can. Clearly, this is a very difficult situation. I mean, when you have this continuing flow of oil coming out of the bottom of the Gulf of Mexico, nobody knows when it's going to stop. But now we hope that the efforts that are being put into place and employed this week work, but we don't know that. And so we have to be, as I've said earlier, prepared for the worst, but we all hope for the best.
Governor, what do you say to other people in other parts of the state? Is it going to reach them? Miami, Tampa, even on the East Coast? What's the latest you've heard on that? Should they be concerned at all, or is it going to just kind of be in the Panhandle area?
Well, I think all of us need to be concerned. That's why I had a conference call yesterday with all 67 counties of Florida and their Emergency Operations Center to get ahead of this thing and not to be back on our heels. What I think is obvious is that we've got a lot of oil coming out into the Gulf of Mexico. Soon it could get into the Gulf Stream. If it gets into the Gulf Stream, then that bends it around the state of Florida. Now, none of us want that, but as I said, we got to be prepared for the worst, hope for the best, and pray to God.
General,
Thanks.
$75 million going to be that $75 million